Hear ye, trips to Sealand, not SeaWorld,
Not
coming right up.
SeaWorld, Sealand. You have to have a
Sealand.
passport. Make sure we do this the right way.
You're, I can't do it. It just gets better and better.
The intro to this is going to be exactly that. I can't wait to write that one and have you read it. See if you can keep a straight face. Welcome everybody to Two Dads Talking. As usual, we're picking up in media res, and we're having some fun with this one. Tonight we are talking about sovereignty, not necessarily individual sovereignty, which we've touched on before, talking about J.S. Mill's On Liberty and Jean-Paul Sartre's The Legal Contract and some other books. We're talking about sovereign nations. And you know what? Screw that. We'll probably get into a little bit of individual sovereignty because how can we not? But tonight we are talking about a fun little thing that Doug mentioned on episode 60 that got all caught up in my head and I couldn't let it go and I had to look at it. We're going to talk about the world's smallest, what is the Guinness World Records actually had them listed as? The smallest claimed independent nation, Sealand, which Doug mentioned once as, that oil platform that got abandoned, not quite right, but pretty darn close.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, take it away. Since you're mid-laugh, tell us about
Yes.
Sealand, because this is fascinating.
I'm in the FAQ, and it's just like
Okay, so if you're listening to this and you're in a place where you're not
I'll
driving,
do it. Okay.
click on the link in the show notes, go to the website, and follow it as we talk about this.
Okay.
That'll probably make this even better. That's probably the best way to do this.
Maybe like a guided tour.
This is the best your idea that I pirated and made my idea in the history of our show.
Literally us talking about this and going over the website will be longer than a guided tour of Sealand, I think, based on...
Yes, I think you're right.
Okay, so...
There is a tour of their kitchen on Facebook. You can see what they referred to as an extremely limited sneak peek into the smallest national kitchen.
You can see tours like that on your local MLS. Like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Okay, so on their website, I'm just going right to the story. The link at the top there. History of a nation. 7 miles off the eastern shores of Britain, being battered by the North Sea, a World War II fort stood in international waters. Ruff's Tower. It was to become the birthplace of a nation. Not really the best line to come off of, considering that was the whole KKK video, but we'll get to that later.
Wow.
No, it's called The Birth of a Nation, I think, not The Birthplace of a Nation.
Anyway.
Okay. Let's see if it actually gives... Okay, so during the Second World War, let's just skip all this stuff. It was an old British fortress. It was kind of an outpost that randomly sort of changed sides. But fast forward to the more important part.
1967, just get us there.
Yeah. In the early 60s, 1960s, Roy Bates, a major in the British Army, established a radio station situated offshore on an abandoned naval fort named Knockjohn. The theory behind this location was an attempt to bypass the draconian broadcasting restrictions of the time, which permitted little more than formal broadcasting by the BBC.
So to translate that, it's a pirate radio station. This guy was pirating radio waves. I love it already.
America became a country because of taxes, and Sealand became a nation based on draconian broadcasting limitations. Roy's station, Radio Essex, and others like it were known affectionately by the media as pirate radio stations and were much loved by the British public as they supplied everything that the BBC did not at the time. Fast forward, does not, figure out his legal battle, and he falls under UK jurisdiction. Instead, he consulted his lawyers and decided that he will call it the independent state of Sealand, claiming jus gentium, law of nations, over a part of the globe that was, quote, nobody's land. Excuse me. So, on the 2nd of September, 1967, accompanied by his wife, Joan, on her birthday. Happy birthday, honey. Here's a nation for you.
It's a gift that not just anybody can give to their spouse.
His son Michael, daughter Penelope, and several friends and followers, Roy declared the Principality of Sealand. The founding of this country was marked by the raising of a newly designed flag and an extremely romantic birthday gesture, the bestowing of a new title on his beloved wife to be known from that moment on as Princess Joan. So that's the founding of this. I can't go on anymore. This is gonna be
All right, so a little bit more about Sealand here. They created their own nation. They created their own flag. Their motto is their national motto is "From the Sea, Freedom." Of course, it's in Latin. I forget what it was, but that's their motto. They've
E
got
Maris E Mare whatever Libertas.
"E
Yeah,
Mare Libertas." There it is.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
They've got their own national anthem, their own flag. They've got a constitution. They have their own passports and currency and stamps. They've got everything a country has. They've got a little, let's say, drama over their passports. They had to actually revoke them all.
I love the coup.
Yeah, the coup is a great story. They had to revoke all issued passports because the passports were being used in drug trafficking and smuggling operations in Russia and Iraq, and so they had to go ahead and revoke all of the Sealand passports they had issued. The coup that Doug's referring is the best, and the best story that I found about it is actually on Wikipedia. Like, it's just the best summary of it because it makes the son, who's now the prince, Michael, it very subtly and quietly makes him sound like Bruce Willis. Ready? 1978 attack and Sealand rebel government. In August of 1978, Alexander Achenbach, who described himself as the Prime Minister of Sealand, hired several German and Dutch mercenaries to lead an attack on Sealand while Bates and his wife were in Austria, invited by Achenbach to discuss the sale of Sealand. So the dude invited them to Austria to discuss the sale of Sealand, and while they were in his country, snuck in with hired German and Dutch mercenaries and attacked Sealand. Ready? Achenbach had disagreed with Bates over plans to turn Sealand into a luxury hotel and casino. They stormed the platform and took Bates' son, Michael Bates, hostage. And here's my favorite part. Michael was able to retake Sealand and capture Achenbach and the mercenaries. Doesn't say how. There's no
Ho
description.
ho ho!
Yeah.
Now I have
Now I have a harpoon gun. And then the best part,
Germans off the tower.
right? And then the very best part of this, Achenbach, a German lawyer who held a Sealand passport, was charged with treason against Sealand and was held for a 75,000 DM ransom. So $35,000 American, or 23,000 pounds. And then the one time that they have ever been recognized as a nation is when he demanded ransom for Achenbach. Germany sent a diplomat from its London embassy to Sealand to negotiate for Achenbach's release. Roy Bates relented after several weeks of negotiations and subsequently claimed the diplomat's visit constituted de facto recognition of Sealand by Germany. And I have to agree. If you send an ambassador
You
to
treat them like a
negotiate,
country. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it sounds like you're acknowledging them as a country in my mind. So I think it's de facto recognition. I think that's accurate. Following his repatriation, Achenbach and Gernot Putz, I have no idea who that guy is, proclaimed a government in exile, sometimes known as the Sealand Rebel Government or Sealandic Rebel Government in Germany. I friggin' love it.
Their website is so good. So it's oh, Michael was tossed on a fishing trawler and just sent away. It looks like, and then a plan was immediately hatched to recapture Sealand, codenamed Operation Trident. No doubt a reference to Poseidon,
Hell
their
yeah.
god.
What else are you going to reference there? Yeah.
Sealand's most loyal and highly trained citizens were called upon, and the legendary Sealand Special Unit was born. The operation was executed a few short days later and involved a daring dawn helicopter assault and culminated in the unconditional surrender of the invaders. That's all they say here, too. What did they do?
I'm telling you, this guy's Bruce Willis. We don't know it, but he's Bruce Willis. And here's the
Oh,
passport scheme. Oh, we got more?
the German citizen, however, was the holder of a Sealand passport. Because of this, he was tried on Sealand for treason.
Hell yeah.
And then that's what brought the German diplomat. Oh, anyway, go ahead. Just like it's awesome. It's so good.
It's fantastic. In 1997, the Bates family revoked all Sealand passports, including those they themselves had issued over the previous 22 years, when they realized an international money laundering ring had appeared using the sale of fake Sealand passports. So fake passports to finance drug trafficking and money laundering from Russia and Iraq. The ringleaders, based in Madrid but with ties to various groups in Germany, including the rebel Sealand government in exile established by Achenbach. So this guy was the guy who masterminded this rebel Sealand government, had used fake Sealandic diplomatic passports and number plates. I love it. They had diplomatic passports and plates.
I
They were reported to have sold 4,000 fake Sealandic passports to Hong Kong citizens for an estimated $1,000 each. That's money.
so this is where my brain starts to break because I just feel so who is who is using these in their illicit deals?
Probably anybody who's just trying to cross a border with illegal drugs, like at some small like third world country border where people just don't know.
Can I see your papers, please? Sure, here you go. Here's my passport from Sealand. And then they look at it and they go, like, most people have to be like, I've never heard of this. I mean, maybe it was in like all the circles for all the customs groups around the world.
Yeah,
They're like, hey, did you hear about these jackasses? And it's so stupid that they just whatever go on through some stupid schmuck like. Have you seen the movie High Anxiety?
I don't think so. No,
The Mel Brooks movie?
no.
Big one. There's a scene where they're trying to get through airport security, and he basically tells the woman who's going with him to just be as loud and annoying as you possibly can. And that's they finally like just please just go away, and they don't like search him and let him go and all that. So I just imagine something like this. Like every single customs person is like, "Oh my god, I'm not dealing with these idiots."
Another Shamu moron. Let's let him through.
Oh, let me put your name in the system. Oh, you're not one of the 28 people who live here.
No, not 28. In 2015, Bates said that their population was, quote, normally like 2 people. That was a quote from Bates.
You're allowed to be like a citizen abroad, but it's like, I just like don't understand. I just
They've got an association football team and an American football club.
like
Right?
anybody who looked into this would be like, no, there's not that many of you. This should be real easy to be like false negative. You're not real.
They've got an American football club founded in 2021 that has over 200 players and staff. So the football club has more people than their country.
When they survived COVID, you mean, to make sure they all didn't die off?
And when you look at this thing, like Doug didn't really describe it yet, but it's this tiny little, it looks like 2 like Civil War towers out in the middle of the ocean with like a barge platform laid across the top of them. And
it was like a watch station, more or
Yeah.
less. It was more like a recon kind of thing, like off the shore. Yeah, a
Right.
couple miles offshore. Yeah,
But it's literally just 2 towers with 1 platform and a single building. And the roof of that single building is the helicopter landing point. Like there's nothing here. I just don't know where you would put anybody. It's quite impressive that this is even a thing. And then they went and expanded their territory. And what year was that? 1987. They extended their territory to 12 nautical miles, which puts them in international waters recognized as British. Apparently, Britain's like, yeah, sure, that's cute. We'll let you know when we need something from you.
Oh, here's a picture of the football team on their website.
Isn't that cute?
Principality of Sealand, Seahawks. Of course. Oh,
I
that's
love the line. Sealand created everything you would expect from an independent country: a functioning government, passports, permanent population, constitution, currency, stamps, and the means to defend our sovereignty. I,
yeah, with a helicopter.
yes, with Bruce Willis and a single helicopter. That's all we need. So should we talk about the most notable resident as we found on their website?
I
I haven't confirmed it yet, but he's listed on their website, so I
I
kind of feel
guess.
like it's worth mentioning.
Oh, they have two American football teams, Tom.
Oh,
There's the men's. I can't even. Usually, I can just say these things with a straight face, and I can't do it because they're so serious. Uh, we are proudly represented by two American football teams: the men's Sealand Seahawks and the ladies Sealand Sheehawks.
oh my God, they call them She-Hawks. Wow, they could have called the guys the He-Hawks then.
Our mountaineering team have so far taken Sealand's flag to the summit of four of the seven highest peaks, including Mount Everest. We also have teams competing under the Sealand flag in curling, ice hockey, long distance running. I
I
wonder
want them to compete in the Olympics. That's what I want.
how do you how do you train for that? Do you just run in circles on top of the barge all day?
Yeah, I don't really have an answer for that because I don't think it's big enough for that. I mean, look at this thing; it's tiny.
I mean, I don't know.
All right, so let's talk a
All
little
right,
bit about
let's get
sovereignty
back
then.
up. Yes,
Like,
let's be serious, guys. More
what
serious than
what
these
does it really
people.
mean to be a sovereign nation, right? Like, it
You
just
offered
means you
me
don't answer to
passport.
anybody but yourself, right? That's the bottom line is it means you answer to yourself instead of another country's government, right? Isn't that kind of the basis of this?
Yeah,
So
I have a
go ahead.
I just have a hard time using them as a real discussion of sovereignty when you become a lord or lady for $30. It's right here. Become a lord or lady from 29.99 USD.
But it's like $250 to be a knight. I really wanted to be a knight, but it's like two hundred and
A
fifty
sir,
dollars.
a dame. It says from 149.99.
Yeah, that's the one I
Um,
wanted because I wanted to make you call me Sir Tom all night. I really did, but I don't
well,
want to lose my security clearance over it, so I'm not gonna do it.
the the oh, it's only 59.99. I was gonna say you can be a bear in the brass. If you want to be a duke or a duchess, that's $750. That's
Ooh.
pretty serious.
Do I get to collect taxes?
I don't know. Stop asking me hard questions.
Does
Oh,
it get
give
me like a
them.
timeshare on the oil rig? Like, does it get me time out there where I can go relax and, or even just a passport? Does it get me a passport?
I assume it probably gets it. I'd have to look at that. I'm sorry. I'm looking at their digital gift card right now, and I'm wondering where it's good.
Well, it's good on Sealand, obviously. I'm sure they've got fishing excursions and maybe parasailing. They probably got some base jumping or some bungee cord jumping, right?
There are no reviews. The description just says perfect gift for any Sealand supporter or aspiring noble person.
Well, I
It
do
doesn't it
aspire
doesn't
to be noble.
it doesn't say what it's good for. I guess it's good for there. I assume. All right, hold on. Let me see what you can get as a Duke. Oh, add Sealand ID card and save 10%. They're not even going to give you one. You're not even included as a Duke. Oh, here it is. Okay. Become a Duke or Duchess. Duke Duchess title pack includes our highest rank of nobility, luxury parchment deed of title featuring embossed gold coat of arms, your title deed personally in bold, signed by Sovereign Prince Michael of Sealand, premium
Reverend Prince
frame
Michael.
to display your title deed, premium document holder with embossed coat of arms, personalized proof of title gold card, Sealand history and information pack, and photos of the principality. So they took resume paper,
Yep.
resume stock, and like the $30 frames from Target.
Yeah.
And then they just bundle that up with a couple of other things they printed off at home. $750.
I'd like to be a knight. That would be fun.
Sealand Duke or Duchess title makes a perfect and unexpected Christmas, birthday, anniversary, or wedding present.
It certainly would be unexpected. I wonder if they go on like a 50% discount sale, like a Black Friday, like you get them with half off, in time for Christmas. Actually, no, they probably wouldn't be in time for Christmas because didn't you see go to the reviews and read the reviews you were looking at before we clicked record? Because did you say they were waiting since like 2023 for paperwork?
No, it was only like 6 months or something.
Oh, okay. It's not so bad.
I don't even know where I found them. Where was I? Was it down at the bottom? I can't find it. Gary, start. I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll find it again. Just like talking stuff. Where was it? Become an e-citizen store? Where was this? No, this was the FAQ. The FAQ was what was getting me. Like it's like is the e-citizenship available internationally? I want to be like, duh. Like, isn't that the whole point of will oh here you go, Tom. This is for you. Will Sealand e-citizenship affect my current citizenship?
There you
No.
Because we're not real. I
Yeah.
wonder if you can get an add-on like citizenship to Narnia or something like thrown into this if you pay a kicker. They might as well offer that too. They'd make a lot of. You probably sell more like Narnia citizenships than you would something like this.
You probably would.
You
How
could
did
be
I
a knight of the Shire, right? Like people would pay for that. Lord of the Rings fans would do that. Be a Vulcan baron, people would pay for that.
I mean, I feel like this should be. Why isn't this a thing already?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know why I can't find this.
That's all right. It's not
I
important.
okay.
We can go back to talking about like sovereignty and at what point does a nation actually get to claim sovereignty? Because I mean, we kind of see this today, right? The Russian-Ukraine war has
Hmm.
there are implications there of when are you actually able to break off from your mother nation? When are you not? We talk about cessation in the States, and it's kind of pie in the sky, but people talk all the time, oh, California could secede, Texas could secede again. People talk, we have sovereign citizens here in America. They're some of my least favorite human beings that I've ever met. It's I love that part made you chuckle. I kind of wonder, are they onto something here? Can you just declare yourself independent if you go somewhere remote in the middle of nowhere? And I guess the answer is yes, if you go somewhere where no one gives a damn, right? Like maybe that's the answer here.
I mean, there is a real, actual philosophical, sociological answer to this, and that is, can you be defeated? Is really what it is. It's a leverage thing. Like so. I don't know that there's any one part of the earth that isn't at least laid claim to by somebody.
Right.
Even, I mean, you have
Even undiscovered
international,
islands fall into someone's territory, probably.
someone would claim that, yeah, we claim the ocean around them or whatever. I mean, maybe you have some island that has nobody on it still that nobody cared to actually register with anybody. But I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's just you saying, I declare us sovereign now. And I guess if no one stops you, then you're good. And if someone attacks you, you have to be able to defend yourself, right?
Yeah.
And like that's it. That's all it is. I mean, younger folks like my younger self would hate to hear this, but in a way, might does make right.
I agree. Yeah.
It's that's whether you like it or not, the world runs on power.
Yep.
And leverage is just something that is more influential than power if you don't have the outright might for it. But look at every religion ever, even from a religious perspective. I mean, just to use the Christians as the easy example, no one said, "Oh well, our God is the one true God," but I don't know, if you tried really hard, you could probably beat him up. Like that's the whole point of worshiping him, is that there is nothing greater. There is nothing more powerful. You can't get past him. Nobody can. Nothing can. So like that's just what's going on here. If like these guys, if they just said, "Well, we're a country now," and someone said, "No, you're not," and they just come in and like bulldoze you, then no, you're not sovereign, or at least you were for 2 seconds. You have to show that at least you shouldn't be messed with, and you have to gain recognition. You sort of have to earn it. And that's the only way you actually get it, really. Or you have to have protection from somebody else who, won't mess with, who the other people won't mess with.
So I'm thinking, I'm going back to, one of our favorite movies to reference in the cast. We haven't done it in a while, but I feel like it's been mentioned in at least 3 or 4 episodes. A Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. And I'm picturing him living up in the mountains. And I feel as though, maybe he could have just declared himself sovereign. Like maybe he could have, up until people gave a shit about him. And maybe he meets all that criteria, except, he still has government funding going to his bank account every 2 weeks for his military separation, and he's still technically taking from. So I guess he's not sovereign in that case. But I feel like someone living alone, providing for themselves, able to defend themselves, and truly living independently up in some remote mountain is probably the closest I can think of to this being realistic in America, right? I mean, that's not true. I guess cults, little societies that buy their own
Yeah,
estates, and I guess they try to do that all the time too.
they do that. They buy land from somewhere and ask for protection until they don't need it, and they try to build up their own community, and they do try to actually do that, and they declare that to a point. I mean, I guess if you had yourself so bunkered down that nobody could actually fish you out if you really wanted to, then you could sort of rightfully declare something as sovereign. And if you convinced everybody that it wasn't worth their time to actually bounce you out, then you could demand recognize me just so I'll stop bothering you, I guess. But then I don't know what someone carpet bombs your little outpost and now you're the lord of a wasteland. I mean, that'd be one way, I suppose, to get rid of you, but you could still declare sovereignty because I don't know. They didn't take you over, they just destroyed you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like it's a very simultaneously easy question and hard question, but it's mostly reclassification of stuff. So he could declare Mark Wahlberg in Shooter could declare sovereignty, and he could still receive, vet payments and stuff like that for his service theoretically without being a citizen anymore. Potentially, he could negotiate something like that, or you just call it, you know, imports. I don't know, import and
Yeah.
export. Just put a different label on it. Go through the extra steps, and you could do that, right? I mean, there's land borders everywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I keep going back to like this the sovereign citizens in America, and I feel like I've always gone back to like the crux of their argument and thought that there was maybe some merit to it and maybe not. I feel like it's a logical opinion. I also feel like that's just not the way it is, so deal with it. But the concept that, you didn't choose to be born in a nation, you didn't choose to be born in a place, you never signed a contract anywhere saying that, you were going to abide by the laws of this nation. You were just born here and kind of expected to adhere to them. So it's unfair that you should be expected to adhere to them and that you should be bound. Like, yeah, it's a dumb argument if you're living in a society, in a civilization. But I understand kind of where they're trying to come from with it. And just they're declaring themselves sovereign. They're declaring themselves not held by American law and Constitution. They believe that what we have now is the commercial law, and that it's replaced the law of the founding fathers, and it's all based on international commerce, and it's corrupt, and so they just don't recognize our laws, and therefore feel as though they shouldn't be bound by them. And it's an interesting argument, and this kind of makes me go to them and be like, can you just declare yourself sovereign? And the answer is no. But but it's an
What about
interesting.
our Texas guy? Remember the 15-year standoff?
Yeah,
Jim or
yeah.
whatever his name was? I mean,
I would
I
say he
would
was independent, not sovereign.
I would claim he's not sovereign because other people were still going off his land to like bring in food and the times and stuff like that. They were allowed other people were allowed to come and go as they pleased. So it wasn't really
Right.
a
And I'm willing
sovereignty
to bet
thing.
he was still paying his taxes too, because if he wasn't, they wouldn't have let him sit there for 13 years, 15 years. Like, they wouldn't have let him do that if he wasn't paying his taxes during that
That's
time.
funny.
They care about that a lot more than they care about
I
assaulting a law
know.
enforcement officer. So,
Well, here's a question. So, this is going to be maybe a little bit silly, but isn't sovereignty just levels? Like when you buy a house with a parcel of land, you have a certain degree of sovereignty because people can't just walk on your land. You
right.
can tell them to get off, and a lot of municipalities recognize, castle doctrine. You are allowed to defend your home, your
Yep.
land up to death. You are allowed to use violent action to defend your land. You are not obligated to flee from it.
Not
if
not even a
anybody.
house, but a car, because a lot of people don't even own houses anymore. But you have those same rights with your car.
Right, right. So there is some sort of sovereignty there, and similar to having, like, on an international scale, you have smaller countries with allies and treaties and the various alliances and, war pacts and stuff like that. There's sort of a miniature version of that with, landowners, property owners, citizens, and their countries. Like, if someone comes onto my land, I'm allowed to kick them off, and at least to a degree, I mean, if they're really being unreasonable, I can take certain measures against them. But really, the police, my state, they're like my sort of domestic ally. I'm allowed to enlist someone to help me remove a problem. And that's just a little microcosm of some version of sort of what we're talking about here, I guess, right? Because, it's a little bit different with taxes and all that, but we've had, colonies and stuff like that throughout history. It's sort of the same thing, just under different branding. We're all little colonies of our state or of our nation, paying our taxes to receive the protection and some of the other amenities and rights of being under their control.
Yeah, I think that's right. I guess that's the best way to say it. Is sovereignty is just sort of a matter of levels. It's an onion.
Yeah, so you have to, if you're able to go up and say, no, I'm not going to follow your guys' rules anymore. If they don't care, then you're kind of in the clear, at least for the time being. But if they do care, you have to be able to be ready to defend yourself, plain and simple. And if you're able to at least make it not worth their while, you can pseudo win. But now you have to maintain that, like any other country. It's not like, oh, yay, I won. Now no one will bother me anymore. Like, someone might just decide that they're just going to steamroll you if you're not careful. So.
All right, good talk. I'm happy with this.
Yeah. See, I'm worried about Ed Sheeran, because what if China's like, you know what, fuck you guys. Just
I don't think China's too worried about Ed Sheeran.
we are coming after all. If you got to hunt down all the e-citizens, they have to take asylum in other countries. It's where that dual citizenship really comes in handy.
I think Sealand is about as far away from China on the globe as you can get. Like, if we were to draw a line, it's probably pretty darn close to as far away as you can get.
That's
I
why I
think they'd
picked
be all
them,
right. Yeah.
because that's what you least expect. Uh, I found the reviews, by the way.
Oh, nice. Let's get there.
There's only one serious one. There might be two, but I've forgotten too much French, so I don't really know. That one says, 1 star 10 days ago. I paid for the physical card in September 2024. I have not received it since then, and I have not received a reply to my email. Is this helpful? 1 thumbs up, 3 thumbs down. I wonder if Prince Michael is logging in and thumbs downing this stuff. You know why you got a thumbs down? Because on their website it specifically says C-mail. So that's probably why he didn't get a response, because he sent email, not C-mail.
Oh, I see. Okay.
My favorite part of this is I can't even read it because it's just all consonants. The name says Footaturpajury. Someone was just randomly typing on the keyboard.
You can do it better than that. Go ahead.
Footaturpajury. And then the title says Usurishij. And then the text says Stiffergizuz Hexeditor. Is this helpful? 2 said yes. And 0 said no.
That might be our introduction right there. Just you trying to read that one. Yeah.
And the most recent one is just a guy named Fabian who says, hello. That's the 1-star review. It just says hello.
Do they have a lot of reviews?
17.
Oh, that is a lot more than I would expect, since their population is basically 2.
Well, all of these are within like the last 2 weeks. I wonder if this is a new thing.
Oh.
There's a 2-star review that doesn't have any comment. There's a 3 out of 5 stars that's
Does it say 3 out of 5 stars wouldn't change?
Oh no, Tom, this is it. Okay. It says it's from Lee V, and the title says Baron von Prusen. I purchased my title a few years ago, and I am very happy with it and the packet.
Oh,
What I am disappointed about is that my ID card expired in 2024.
my what? My ID card?
Yeah, they no longer offer a renewal. Now,
Aw.
now they are offering e-citizenship, which has a monthly premium of $9.99. It isn't worth it. Many broken promises. There's only one 4-star review. What's Charles's last name? Charles F. He better not have.
No, that's not him. That's fantastic.
Honored to a founder e-citizen. I can't put into words how proud I am to be one of Sealand's founding e-citizens. The idea of supporting the world's smallest nation is an honor. What I like the most is that I get to protect our waters as I also donate to For Ocean. Because there was something about like cleaning up the ocean when you give your little.
Okay, how are you protecting this nation by becoming a citizen? Is there a draft? You
No,
get
this is
drafted into the
no.
Sealand military?
He's supporting the world's
Oh,
smallest nation,
okay.
and he likes that he gets to protect our waters. It's like they do like a little cleanup thing to justify this stuff. I think technically they have a football team, so there could be a draft.
Okay.
But anyway.
Hmm.
The VPN and email services are not bad, but for people like me, probably not that useful. What I'm excited about is the upcoming perks like priority passport access and potentially visiting Sealand itself. This is only the beginning.
I want like a Sealand versus SeaWorld comparison. That's what I want.
Every every time I see that Prince Michael book title holding the fort, I always think it says holding the fart. Every time. Oh, these 5 stars are even better. These just feel so paid for. After Chad S 15 days ago, 5 stars. Sealand is the future.
The future.
After reading Holding the Fort by Prince Michael, I felt so inspired by the history of Sealand. It's incredible to think that I'm part of something so unconventional and forward thinking. The future of Sealand is in the hands of all of us, and I'm excited to contribute to its growth. Being an e-citizen feels like I'm making history. I can't wait to visit Sealand.
Wow.
All these people are basically saying, "Oh, I'm part of something neat. Can't wait to visit."
I want to go to Sealand.
I forgot they give you like a Sealand email account if you sign up.
Oh, I found the reviews. Okay. I see what you're looking at now. Oh, I see the French one.
No, I love
Okay.
this person. Cassidy W. Proud to be a part of Sealand. Becoming an e-citizen of Sealand is a truly unique experience. I've always admired the idea of a nation built on freedom and innovation, and the e-citizenship program has brought that vision to life. Sealand represents the future, where borders are less important than the values of liberty and independence. I'm incredibly proud to be part of this pioneering nation. The services like the VPN and email are invaluable and provide so much security. I can't wait to see what other perks and services come our way.
Hey, I can translate part of this French one for you. It's kind of silly.
Which one? The 5 star one?
The 1 star from La Negresse.
Okay, I can pull it up. I didn't even try. I saw a couple of the words. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember that much
So
French.
Le saviez-vous is did you know?
Hmm. Oh, there's a gorilla in here too.
That's why I wanted to translate it. I saw that. I was like, ooh. Le gorille negro is the gorilla is born large,
Yeah,
born big.
yep. But it is not.
Déjeuner grillé. I don't know what grillé means. Cunegrette.
But it is not one something.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is. I don't know what grillé means in French. I am really worried about it, and I think it may turn sour. No, I want to know what the rest of that means. So,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you're about right. No, you're right.
So, did you know the gorillas are born big?
Yeah, you're right.
Something,
right.
something, something.
Turn is turn, and then it's vinegar. You're right. It probably is turn. It probably is something like I'm worried about. It may turn sour.
Okay, so somehow they're worried about a gorilla who was born large turning sour. And all right, Well, somehow that has to do with Sealand. How do I leave a comment? Write a review. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We're ready. I'm writing a 5-star review. All right. What are we doing with this? Oh, gosh.
I'll bet you I'll bet you that's an idiom in French about like the gorilla is born big or born large. Like
Oh,
basically like the equivalent of starting out with high hopes or big dreams or something like that.
you're probably right.
I'll bet
That
you
makes
it's
sense.
I'll bet
That
you it's
makes a lot of
basically
sense.
I'll bet you it's basically saying like I understand how excited you are about this, but I'm just not sure how long this will last. Is really what he's trying to say, I think. In hindsight, much less interesting. I was hoping it'd translate, it'd be like bleep, 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 bleep. I'm typing it out, so I just have to see if I can find this. You can't select the text, by the way,
You can't what?
in the review. I can't copy the text.
Oh, they got that turned on.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
I mean, they are trying to keep their nation secure and safe. They have an entire nation to worry about, Douglas.
Yeah, but they'll give you an email address for $10.
We'll have to have some of this dead time edited out, but this is too much fun not to leave a review.
I know I can't do it. I can't not.
Are you doing a review as well?
Wow, Tom, you really did good with this.
Did I? There's like a
Yeah,
whole sentence. I didn't know what it meant. How good could I have done?
the translation that according to Google of this says, "Did you know gorillas are born big? But I only had one egret, probably regret. I'm really worried about it, but I'm afraid it might turn sour."
I only had one egret.
It's probably regret. Did I mistype that? Or he could have mistyped it.
So basically, I ate a gorilla, and I'm afraid it's going to turn sour.
No, did you know gorillas are born big?
Right.
Yeah, so this is probably like, yeah, this is probably like you expect it to become this big, powerful thing, but I'm worried that it's not going to. It's gonna spoil. It'll be spoiled. So yeah, I mean, you got the literal translation down. This is probably idiomatic. Probably just saying, yeah, I don't think this is gonna last, bro. Did you write a review?
Yeah, I'm working on it now. Sorry. And I'm having a lot of fun with this.
No, this is just great. Well, while we're waiting, I want to try to. Oh, let me see if I can find their little mock-up of what the e-card is just astounding. It's just this e-citizenship card for your phone. It's a black outline with a picture, and it just has their little motto. Here it is. Principality of Sealand, a mare libertas, which is out of the, freedom out of the sea,
Yep.
is what that translates to. And I can, because I'm took enough Latin in high school, I can tell you exactly why it means that specifically. But title, first name, surname, date of birth, document number, their flag, which is red upper left corner, black lower right corner with a white bar in the middle going top right to bottom left. And then it says e-citizen since, and it just says 24. It doesn't have a full.
Just 24.
The mock-up doesn't have the full year on it or anything. They have what looks like the coat of arms with some seal on it. Verified e-citizens only. I just don't. Instant access. Get your Sealand e-citizenship card on your phone, Apple or Google Wallet, and then e-citizen only access to exclusive events, limited edition merch, coins, and more. They are going to try to make it into like a sort of a destination place, resort kind of deal. We're on an exciting mission to reimagine and develop our iconic fortress, and we want you to be a part of it. Our long-held dream is to transform Sealand into a place where Sealanders worldwide can visit, stay, and participate. With the expertise of world-renowned floating architecture pioneer Cohen Olthuis, we're designing a sustainable, resilient, and technologically advanced hub unlike anything else in the world. So they're selling membership to
Okay.
a future vacation spot, I guess. Yeah. they have a partnership with 4Ocean where they remove debris from the ocean. So you're helping fund that too.
It's interesting.
I'll give them credit. They're really trying something weird here. They're trying to call themselves a digital nation. An app specifically for e-citizens is what they're trying to figure out. They're trying to do digital governance and then to rebuild the fortress to create a physical hub for their e-citizens. Okay. I feel like aren't there this is a club, right? This is a club, a nerd club where you can be knighted or duked or duchessed or whatever for a nominal fee. And then
Yeah,
you get
that's what it
to
is.
and
It's a
then you get
society.
to and then they and what they're trying to basically build up their own little like convention center
Yeah.
basically for their secret meetings. That's all this is.
What's the name of the Rag Reynolds book?
Medium rare.
Medium rare and what? Something timing.
Your guide to fine dining and perfect timing or something.
Yes, the epitome of perfection was his
Perfection.
new one.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
What was, where did the other one go? It'll be right here under the, if I click on the first one, I'm sure. God, I love that cover. The step-by-step guide to
I
being a
know.
great human being, the epitome of perfection. Ah, mwah, chef's kiss, Rag Reynolds. Chef's kiss. I heart this guy so much.
Rag must be his nickname because it says Ryan Reynolds is the author.
Where is your other book? All books. That's what I want.
Let me find it.
Oh, it doesn't show his other book. I probably gotta go to his website.
Yeah, it was medium rare. Your guide to fine dining and perfect timing, I think, was
That sounds right.
something like
Yes, medium rare, a guide to fine dining and perfect timing.
that. Oh. Oh, his profile picture is him looking off into the distance sideways with a t-shirt that says medium rare. About, about the author, self-assured provocateur, author, writer, YouTuber, martial artist, cult leader, and eyebrow raiser. My interests include fine dining and perfect timing.
All right, let me make sure I don't have any obvious typos here, real quick.
Well, that would put you at the top of the heap for these reviews.
This is the longest review out of all of them.
Oh no. Next week, hey guys, Sealand declared war on Two Deaths.
I mean, yeah, it might happen. No, I say nice things about Prince Mike. I'm sure it'll be all right. Okay, we're good. Next, 5 stars. Boom. Upload photos. I don't have any photos. All right.
Did you upload it yet?
I'm working on it now. What's my email address? 2dtpod@gmail.com, baby. Submit your review. It has been submitted. I don't know if it has to go through an approval, but we might have just made our mark on this great nation.
They do have a VPN, so you know. Oh, nope. Nope. It says 18, so it should be up there already.
I don't see it. 5 stars.
Tom Dad, there it is, 24
Is it
seconds
there?
ago. It's there.
Nice. I see it. Oh, baby, you want to do the
Oh
reading?
my God, this is the longest review on the whole site.
I told you it would be. Oh man, I broke it up nicely into paragraphs, and this thing auto removed them. That's
I might be able to figure that out. Let's see. First time read. Let's go.
go for it.
Tom Dad, 24 seconds ago. 5 stars. Sealand, an inspiration. Ever looked at an abandoned World War II sea fort and thought, this should be a country? Neither had anyone else until 1967, when a British radio pirate planted a flag, crowned himself prince, and dared the world to screw with him. Sealand may lack land, citizens, passports that weren't used for an international drug trafficking ring and money laundering scam in Russia and Iraq, but it makes up for that with heart and a badass prince who once took his own abductors hostage and ransomed them back to their home nation. Their prince is the original John McClane. Come get some. Sealand is essentially the do-it-yourself nation kit, realizing the dream of wannabe sovereign citizens everywhere without the racism, bloodshed, and embarrassing losses in court. I endorse this and will likely be a knight of Sealand. Yeah, they sell that too. by the time you read this. Rag Reynolds, eat your heart out. Australia may not be real, but Sealand is the nation that divided by zero and demonstrated the true guide to fine dining and perfect timing. Tom Dad of the Two Dads Talking podcast. Is this helpful?
Fuck yeah, it is.
I'm trying to click it.
Oh, it's not letting you click it.
Oh yeah, now it says 2.
Woo, look at that. I'm helpful, bitches.
I'm a little bit hurt though. I'm questioning your commitment. You kept typing Sealand as 2 words.
It is 2 words. Oh, it's 1. See, everywhere else I looked at it, it was 2.
They're gonna see right through you now.
Yeah, that's all right. I said nice things about their prints. They'll be okay. No, it's definitely 1 word. Oh man. I think it's funnier as 2 words. I actually kind of prefer that.
That makes it more ironic. They're going to be dropping you your little silver coins, and they're going to read it, and they'll be like, nope, get it out of the bin. Get it out of the mail bin. He doesn't deserve this.
I love it. I'm happy with that review. I feel as though I've made my mark. We have a lot to edit out of this episode, but I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah. This is good. I think this is a good spot to just stop.
I think so too. Oh, you know what? I got to screenshot that and save that shit to our Facebook page. That's what I need to do.
Oh, right, because it could be gone tomorrow.
It really could be. Someone's going to see that when they wake up tomorrow morning and go, huh, the hell is the Two Guys Talking podcast?
It's probably going to be someone who actually cares about Sealand, though. It's not going to be.
No, you know who it'll be? I'll tell you exactly who's going to find it. Rag Reynolds. Because that guy's got Google searches set up to notify him anytime his name pops up anywhere, I'll bet you.
You know what? You're probably right because of his whole beef with that fake Australian dude.
Laser. Yep.
the Venezuelan actor.
Yep.
You're probably right.
Yep. I'll bet you he's got Google search nets set up for his name, and he'll have this thing in his inbox. What time is it in Australia right now? Like 9 something in the morning?
He's not there, though, unless he's visiting and proving that it's not real.
Right. He's in like Wales or something.
Yeah.
With his cool accent.
He's only like 7 hours ahead or something. He might be seeing it right now. I kid you not, Tom. This entire podcast, all 17 months of publishing and 2 years of recording will be worth it if we get an email from the Rag himself.
Or says, from the Prince of Sealand. Dude, what if we get an email from the Prince of Sealand? I
am sorry to throw a slight at the Prince of Sealand real quick, but Rag Reynolds, we spent so much time hawking that dude.
We did.
That if we get an email from him that says, who the fuck are you guys? I will be. This will be the best. I'll be like a bucket list level item.
I'm sad I can't copy and paste this because I don't have that written down anywhere else. I just wrote it in the box and I didn't save it. And I want to put it on our Facebook page and I kind of can't. That kind of sucks. Oh, man. All right.
Okay. I got you.
I really wish I could copy and paste.
No, you know how we're going to do this? We're going to print to PDF the page.
Oh, I dig that. Wow, that is a long-ass link. I just pasted it into our Facebook. That is a long-ass link.
Oh, if it become an e-citizen cuts off some of the text.
Yeah, I had to expand it, and it doesn't even fit on one page. I might have wrote too much. Oh
my God. There's something to click on here. There is a way. Okay, I got it. I moved to a different spot on the page, so all the headers kind of like changed a little bit. So you can see all the text. For the record, all this part of us trying to print this should definitely come out, even if there's other small talk that stays in.
Yes, tomato, 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 tomato.
Make sure I save it as Sealand with 2 words.
Oh, goodness. This makes me so happy. I really want an email back from the prince. I would be so happy if we got an email back from the prince. You know what? I want him to declare war. That's what I want. Jesus. I want him to sick his propaganda department on us, and I want to have a verbal back and forth.
You do realize that it only took them a couple of weeks to get an attack helicopter when they really needed it. In like the 70s or something. with no internet. That's pretty serious.
That is pretty serious.
Think about what
I'm sure they have internet. They've got a pirated radio signal. They've got internet.
What do they have now? It worked. Okay, good. Yep. All right. We have the text to at least have later. Okay.
This makes me happy. Very,
Oh,
very happy.
okay. You ready for dad jokes?
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start. Oh shit. Can't use my phone. I'm gonna start with because the last time we recorded, literally near the end, my internet decided to just be like, nope, and just shut off for like 8 minutes. It just instant out of nowhere off.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. I had to close all by myself.
Yeah, sorry. I don't even know what it sounds like yet because I haven't listened to it. But I didn't get to tell my last joke there, so I've saved it. I'm ready for it. You ready?
Okay.
A vegan and a vegetarian jump off a cliff to see who hits the bottom first. Who wins?
Everybody else in the world.
You're right, society.
There we go. Nice.
Why don't Chinese kids believe in Santa Claus?
Chinese kids believe in Santa Claus. Ooh. I don't know. Why don't Chinese kids believe in Santa Claus?
Because they make all the toys.
Oh, that's awful, but hilarious. Oh, that one's good. Did I tell you about the reaction I got to the Chinese fixing elections joke? Someone at work. I've got a colleague who listened to the podcast and started listening to it in the last week or two, and I told him that joke. What do China and Viagra have in common? And the answer was years of fixing erections. I told that joke.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was like, "What's the worst joke you've told on your podcast?" And I told him the hamster joke. Yeah, and then I told him that one, and he stopped at that one and went, "I don't get it," and he, like, and he could not figure it out for like 5 or 6 minutes. And then it was literally 5 or 6 minutes, and then 6 minutes later, I just heard him bust out laughing, like, "Dude, that's so wrong!" It was great. Like the delayed reaction was fantastic.
Yep. The light bulb comes on. Okay. And then I have one more.
Go for it.
I decided to be dirtier tonight.
It's funny that we both brought an Asian joke tonight, by the way, because I have an Asian joke for you.
Perfect. When a brothel goes out of business, what does the sign on the outside of the building say?
Oh, a brothel.
Mm-hmm.
No. What does the sign say?
We're closed. Beat it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
It's stupid.
That's not terrible.
No.
It's not great, but it's not terrible.
No, it touched me, Tom. Touched me in a certain spot.
I don't think I need those details, Douglas, but thank you. So, another joke told to me by a friend of mine like a week and a half ago at the poker room that I meant the last time I played poker, like a week and a half ago. Someone told me this joke and said, "You got to tell us in your podcast. I listened to your What is a Woman episode, and this is a joke you got to tell."
Oh.
It's just a pronouns joke, so it's not super offensive, but it is a little bit racist.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was going to be a lot of it.
No, just a little bit. This is exactly the way he told it to me. He said, when I play poker here, a lot of people play differently with me because I'm Asian. They assume that I'm aggressive, and they assume that I'm just going to raise everything and I'm going to play crazy. And I've realized, people really only see me as Asian. That's really how they see me here. And I was talking to someone about my pronouns the other day, and they asked me what my pronouns were. And I told them, "I'm Asian. What do you think my pronouns are?" And they said, "I don't know, he, him." And he said, "No, I'm really Asian. What do you think my pronouns are?" And they said, I don't know, he, him." He said, "No, I am really super Asian. My pronouns are he, yeah." And I thought that was really good. I laughed pretty hard. That one got me a good chuckle at the poker table. It made me laugh.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to
good.
some sort of like Ling Ling joke or whatever.
No, not that bad. How many sovereign citizens does it take to change a light bulb?
This is another one where I'm just like, I have no idea where this is coming from.
Why are you
Um,
asking me? Am I being detained?
yeah,
That's actually the punchline. Sorry. Why did the sovereign citizen cross the road?
to get to the other side.
No, it's none of your business. And I'm free to travel on my way without
Okay,
being
all right.
harassed. Am I being detained?
I should have seen that one. Should have seen that coming.
Oh, I liked it. I'm sorry.
Like the brothel.
Like the brothel. That one we should have seen coming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one, I had to have a British joke. And this one is spot on for me. If
Oh.
I had a nickel for every time I didn't understand how Brits keep track of money, I'd have 4 bob, 6 shillings, 2 quid, a crown, a sovereign, and 5 threepence.
So how much is that?
It's 4 bob, 6 shillings. It's probably 25 cents. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we kept this one short. This was good.
I know, this is weird for us. It's not that short. Actually.
It feels short. We were right about an hour. That's short compared to the 2 hour and 20-minute episode.
No, that's true. I'll bet you after editing, we're still end up at like 57 or 58 minutes or something. Just feels like
sounds great.
Yeah, it does sound great.
Dad homework? Oh, I didn't tell my fart story. My! I'll tell that later. Good.
You mean holding the fart?
Oh man, there's a background to this fart story. Oof. If you've listened to my dad advice on Patreon, you'll note that it's important to fart on your kids. And one tip I left out actually is that when you fart, you should blame it on another kid or the dog. You should always blame it on one of them. I forgot to put that in the dad advice, but listen to that when you have a chance. Short read.
He who smelt it is he who dealt it. Wise old words serve you correct yet again.
I should probably use that. Yeah. All right, dad homework.
Leave a review on Sealand's website.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Just flood them. Unintended.
Wouldn't that be great if we could lead this campaign and get them like 100 to 1,000 reviews like over the next couple of weeks? That'd be fantastic.
They might get us 15% off our e-gift card, so it'll cost $8.
They might throw in an ID for free. They might, if we bought like a Baron package, they might give us that $10 ID for free. That would be exciting. I want to be an ambassador to Sealand. I really do.
That's like a 2% discount for 1,000 reviews.
I'll take it. Anybody whose prince is some crazy oceanic maritime hybrid of Jack Bauer and Chuck Norris and John McClane, like I have to respect that. I'm sorry.
I wanna laugh at it, but to be fair, if Sealand wanted to sponsor us, I would be 100% all in. In our household, we are all about trying to do little things to conserve and protect the environment and all that stuff. And they have a partnership with Four Oceans, so they are doing more for cleanup than a fair amount of the world. So I would actually give them the fair shake and be like, you know what? Yeah, it's a little bit tongue in cheek, but come on, like they actually are doing a little something extra that might be helpful, guys. Like, come on.
And you know what? On a such simpler, like so much more reductionist level, I kind of want to joke about it because I find the question of sovereignty to be kind of funny and a little bit absurd. But I kind of want to joke about it, but at the same time, I've never done anything this impressive in my life.
There's a small part of you that's like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to find
and I'm super impressed that they did. I mean,
I know.
This is really awesome. This gives me hope, I'm going to found a tomocracy and it's going to be a real thing. I'm excited. I'm going to have a real tomocracy somewhere.
You can't found a system of government. It doesn't make sense. Everyone will just what so it's going to be a monarchy, not a
No, it wouldn't be a monarchy.
What would it be?
It would be oh gosh, how do I word this correctly? It would be a top-down power model where this
sounds like a brothel joke.
I was trying to find a very, very polite way to describe a monarchy or even a tyrannical fascist government. This sounds nice.
This sounds like corporate hierarchy or a pyramid scheme.
Wait, let me see how China describes their government, and I'm just going to take that and use that. Hold on. Let me just go look that one up real quick.
Totalitarian, I think is what you mean.
There you go. Tomocracy. A totalitomocracy.
The People's Republic of China is, I think, what it is. They're a republic. Where they lock you in your apartments when COVID shows up by welding your doors shut.
All right, I'm doubling down on Doug's homework. Go leave a review. The website's in the show notes. Go leave a review. I don't care what you say. I don't care if it's in English. I don't care if it has vowels. I just put something in there. I will find it. If you put 2DT pod somewhere in there,
I was
I
going to say
will.
there has to be a cipher where every eighth letter is like 2DT.
I don't think we need to be that clever, to be honest. But
Hey,
if it's
no,
there, I'll find it and I like
we are
it.
dealing with another nation on their public forum. If we're going to send messages to each other, you can't just go all willy-nilly and
No,
be completely out in the open about
see,
it.
you do that, and now you're passing coded, encrypted messages across international. Like you're
Through
flirting with
a,
espionage
through a
charges.
government VPN.
Right. After I get my knighthood, I do not want Sealand to charge me with
Man,
espionage.
it's
So
okay. You're not the biggest scandal anymore, though. The prime minister tried to throw a coup
that
first.
was like 60 years ago. We're good. No, yeah. Leave a review. Put 2DT pod in there or 2DT in there somewhere. And when you do, I will find it and I will give it a thumbs up and I will share it on our Facebook. I'll put you in there. I want a compilation of reviews. I want to do this. That'd be fun. So go leave a review. The website is in our show links. And actually, I should probably just say it out loud for those who are just listening. Yep. Sealandgov.org. That's where you go. E-citizenship is, it seems, where we're leaving the reviews. Took me a while to find it. But e-citizenship is the tab under which you want to leave your reviews. And mine is by far the longest one on the website. So you'll know it when you see it. Hell yeah, I'm excited. Great dad homework. This makes me happy. We're done recording before midnight. This also makes me happy. Yeah, fantastic. Nice to go back to being lighthearted and having a little fun. Sealand, I know we picked on you a little bit, but holy crap, a lot of respect. Yeah, seriously, a lot of respect.
Do you have nukes?
Don't ask those questions. I don't want to know. I want plausible deniability. All right, I think that's it. I think we're good.
We are good.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had a bunch of new listeners. I appreciate everyone who's been giving me feedback lately and been tuning in. Thank you, guys. We appreciate our patrons, especially. Go, Dad, go.
Go, Dad, go. To Sealand.
Sealand.